Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blue Clouds Media Sports as the ongoing FIFA World Cup 2022 Qatar is still going on. We're here. Two of the games were being played yesterday, and we saw Brazil being eliminated by Croatia, and also the Netherlands was being eliminated by the Argentines. Lionel Messi did this thing. Is it the time for Messi and Cole? Or is it the time for a country that has never laid hands on the World Cup trophy make history this time? Once again, I'm being joined by my co-host Steven. Steven, welcome to the stream.
You all right? Can you hear me all right, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were able to hear me or not. So.
Yeah. Well, yesterday we saw two games being played. One, there was dramatic penalty shootout from Brazil. Croatia eliminated Brazil out. Let's have a little review on that game. Then we'll move on to the next game. Then we can start the preview of today's game. Morocco first. Then we'll move on to the English game. Then we'll call it a day. How dramatic! What happened? In your opinion, what happened to the main game, which was Brazil being favorite, being eliminated by Croatia?
I think a lot of us, me included, underestimated Croatia. I mean, my main reason, as I stated in the stream we did yesterday, was obviously the extra time from the previous game was going to catch up with Croatia, but they managed to push through that to get the game to extra time. And obviously went on to penalties, and they managed to clutch it in penalties. The keeper, Livakovic, or however you pronounce it, absolutely incredible again. I think it was something like 11 saves he made.
Yeah,
I think
11.
was the stat.
Yeah, in the whole game. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he did.
Incredible.
A question that I asked yesterday on my review: why did Neymar take part in the penalty shootouts? Was he waiting for him to have the last penalty kick out when they believe, did he believe that Brazil was definitely going to go through with him having the last penalty kick out? Is that why he didn't take it?
I believe that was likely the reason, because normally you see teams put their best player last. Arguably,
or maybe
that's
probably
the silliest thing you could have done. You want to put your best takers early,
right?
Because if they're fifth, there's no guarantee they're going to take it. Like you saw yesterday, Croatia managed to win it before he had a chance to step up. So I don't get why teams typically do that, but it ended up going in Croatia's favor, and it's them versus Argentina in the semi-final.
Well, here we are. We have Ryan that's just joined us. Ryan, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, doing well, guys. Doing well. Judgment Day today. England, France.
It is true. We'll come back to the English. We will come back to the English game. We're just having a little review of today, yesterday's game. Then we're gonna start with the Morocco and Portugal. So yeah, I think I don't know if you have anything to say about the Brazilians' elimination from the tournament, as they were tagged as the first favorite before Argentina.
Yeah, listen, I'm the last guy to ask because I've got all my predictions wrong for the quarterfinals so far. I thought Netherlands would beat Argentina yesterday, and they didn't. And Brazil was just a huge shock. I think they were well below their best. I think they were complacent, but I don't think you can take anything away from Croatia. Like Stephen was saying, their goalkeeper was insane. He made just so many really, really good saves. They had already won in the previous round, I think, against Japan in penalties, so they had that momentum going into the penalty shootout. But I feel sad for Brazil because it's been so many years since they've won the World Cup and they can't get that monkey off their back. And I'm sure back in their homeland, the media and the fans will be on their back, and it would be a bit of a toxic environment for those players now.
Yeah, going to that game, there was so many talks on Brazil about the way they celebrated the goals against South Korea. And do you think is that a reason why they were being punished? Is that karma? That's why they were being eliminated, or is just poor penalty takes by Brazil?
Yeah, maybe it is karma, but it's more just poor game management. You know, they started. Stephen and I think we were speaking um, during the game, and the Brazil started very slow. The tempo was slow. It just too much complacency. I think they just expected they would steamroll Croatia, and the goal wasn't coming. And Croatia were the ones that were dominating the midfield. They were more fluid, more inventive. And then, Neymar eventually, in extra time, scores that wonder goal. And then Brazil go on the back foot and think that they can just sit back, Croatia have all the ball, and they'll see it out. And that was a big mistake to make. They should have pushed forward, like Klinsmann said, I think, in the post-match analysis. They should have pushed forward and tried to get the second goal
I agree.
instead of being passive.
I agree with you, Steven.
Yeah, the only other thing I wanted to add was what a performance from Vardiel as well. He had the one moment where it was like the smallest touch of him, and
Right.
obviously he had the bit of luck on his side that it didn't go in, and like the keeper was able to save it. But outside of that one little moment, which would have been misfortune at best, absolutely incredible. He's like he won the ball back, he's kicked it up, and that's what started the counter for their goal as well. Like 20 years old, and he's putting on performances like that on the biggest stage.
It's great. Thank you guys for taking the time to give us the little review on yesterday's game. And we're going to move on to today's first game before we conclude our stream with the England and then France game. Morocco and Portugal both have played each other, topping their respective groups. Morocco haven't lost or conceding only once in the tournament. So both teams, Morocco especially, has a very, very strong defense. How can the Portuguese make their way through? Do you think that they're going to have that many goals as they did to the Switzerland? Uh, how do we compare these two teams playing going to the first game? Stephen.
I think it's interesting that they meet again. I mean, they met in the 2018 World Cup in the group stage as well. Obviously, Portugal won that 1-0. But Morocco performed very well. And obviously, they were in a very difficult group that people wouldn't have expected them to get out of. So, to manage that in the first place, they've done a very good job. And I mean, look, they're in the quarterfinals. At this point, anything can happen. Like, anyone can beat anybody. Everyone deserves to be here at this stage. You've earned the right to be here. What's to say they can't go on and pull off another shock against Portugal and get into the semi-final?
I agree with you. I was thinking maybe if there should be any between these two teams, if one of them should proceed and go to the next stage, it will be Morocco, because Morocco has only considered just one goal, and it was even an own goal against Canada. No opposition player managed to cross Morocco's defense in this World Cup. So if Ghana was able to put two goals in the back of Portugal game, even the game that they did not, come into the game and they came in the game very later stage in the 70th minute and were able to score two goals and almost draw the game. If Inaki Williams had put the ball in the back of the net, it would have been 3-3. So that shows that there's space in there for teams to score against Portugal. But it could be other way around. They've done it without Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo coming in, it changed the mindset of the player, because if Cristiano Ronaldo is starting, it means that everybody that gets the ball will be looking out for Cristiano Ronaldo. They don't really bring out the best out of themselves because okay, what am I going to do? There's Cristiano Ronaldo. They let me cross it to him, let me pass it to him for him to finish. But then we saw something different from a guy who came to replace Cristiano Ronaldo and have a hat trick. Ryan, what do you make of these teams? Oh,
Yeah, I
sorry.
think
Ryan. Before I go on, let me acknowledge everyone in the chat. Sorry about that, Ryan, for cutting you off. Let me acknowledge everyone that is watching us right now, wherever you're watching us. So we really appreciate you. We want you to subscribe if you haven't, and also bottom left corner below. Uh, keep click on the bell notification icon so anytime we go live and we upload any video, you wouldn't miss anything from us. And also send your comment in, and I'll take all the time in the world to read it for you. We have one coming from I123 Love You. She said, hello, Niza. I hope you're all doing well. Great to see you back. See you guys back again. Thank you very much. We appreciate you taking time to watch it. Send your comments in, and then we'll take our time to read it for you. Ryan, you're on the floor.
yeah, I favor Portugal to win this. Clearly, Santos has come to his senses and finally dropped Cristiano Ronaldo for the benefit of the team. And we saw in the previous game against Switzerland, they just looked so much sharper and more dynamic playing up front. And the players just looked happier. We don't know what's happening 100% behind the scenes, but you hear a lot of negative stories about Ronaldo's a bad egg in the camp. And not just Ronaldo, I was reading something about his, is it his agent, or there's somebody in his group, one of his friends who's part of the camp, and none of the other players can understand what this guy's doing there. But yeah, I like their front three: Felix, this new prolific young striker, Ramos, and then I think Bruno Fernandes will play in the front three as well, where I think he's more potent. Yeah, I expect Portugal to win this and advance to the semi-final. Morocco, were very brave and determined, and put in an incredible defensive display against Spain. It's going to be really difficult to replicate that again against Portugal. I just think Portugal have a little bit more experience than Spain had in their attacking play, and that will ultimately make the difference. I think Morocco are missing two of their four regular starting defenders. One plays for West Ham, one plays for Bayern, I think.
Yeah.
So that makes them weaker in defense. But I hope we see goals. I hope it's Morocco don't just sit back and put 11 behind the ball. I hope they open up and give it a go as well.
All right, Steven.
Yeah.
I think from
I
there we can
mean,
go to predictions when you're done.
yeah. I mean, I think, like Ryan's saying, I think we're all predicting Portugal to win, but you also, like you said, like Morocco have only conceded one in this tournament. Like,
Yeah.
you can't look past that. When you look at who they've played in terms of the group, obviously they played Croatia, Belgium, and Canada.
Yeah.
Belgium are a very good team. Okay, they haven't played like it, but you look at the players they have in their team: De
Right.
Bruyne, Hazard, like all these top players. And I don't know, somehow this whole tournament was a disaster for Belgium. What was going on behind the scenes, potentially, we don't know, but maybe there was something to that also helped the other teams in the group. But no, Morocco have been impressive. And like I'm saying, like we're all predicting Portugal to win. Maybe we're making the same mistake we did with the Croatia game yesterday, where we thought that Croatia were going to lose. Okay, factors are different. Croatia had played extra time. We thought they were going to lose because of that. But in this game, it's just pure quality on the side of Portugal that we think's got to be a reason they win. Maybe we got it wrong again. Who knows? That's the beauty of this World Cup. There's been so many shocks.
Yeah, looking at
But no,
statistics.
Quickly,
Guys,
you said about predictions. I'm just going to quickly get mine in.
yeah.
I'm going to
Look,
say probably because of how good Morocco's defense is, it'll probably only be a 1-0
one
to
nil.
Portugal.
Looking at both teams, Morocco and England are the only teams with the most clean sheet in the World Cup so far, 3-3 each. So it's going to be a very, very difficult game for the Portuguese to be able to make or get that number of goals as they think they're going to get against Switzerland. Switzerland were not that good of a side, but with all due respect, they made themselves out to the round of 16. But I did not think that the defense, the midfield, and that they have were that good. With Zakaria, which we haven't seen the best of him, still at Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea is going to keep him anymore. Probably going to let him go. All right, let's. I'm not sure if you guys have the starting lineup, right? Go. I
For
think.
Morocco and Portugal,
Yeah,
I can get
Portugal.
it up now. Okay, I just got a
Um,
notification. That didn't help. Yeah, got it up.
then we can move on to the English game. It's getting a little
hmm
bit late for us over here.
Okay. Have you got it up or?
Yeah, I do. I do have the Moroccan game, Morocco and Portugal, which I have right in front of me. I think Morocco is coming up with a 4-3-3. So they're still attacking. They have an attacking mindset over here. It's not a defensive mindset by the demographic or the image that I have on my screen. We have uh, Ali, Sassi, a whole lot of them. Hakimi on the right hand side, and um, whatever his name is. Can't even see all their name. Ziyech, Buffal. I know that guy very well. He's very good. I mean, being
He
in the
was
Premier League,
at Southampton.
Southampton. Yeah, he was at Southampton. So yeah, they're playing attacking game over here. They're very, very compact. That's the most important thing. And the Portuguese also playing a 4-3-3 with Diaz and Pepe in the center back, left and right. Dalot also on the right back side. We have Bernardo Silva, Ruben Neves, Otavia, yeah, Felix, Ramos, and then Bruno Fernandez. That complements, yes, their starting 11. And then Costa, the goalkeeper. So it's going to be a very, very flat game. But the midfield, very creative in the midfield. Ruben Neves, we know what he can do when he's got those wonderful free kicks coming in. All right, now let's set to the English game, the big game of the day, the big game, big game. Steven, let me start. Let me start with Ryan. Steven just talked, so let me start with Ryan. Ryan, expectations in this game. What do you think? Is it a time that we're gonna start singing "It's Coming Home"? Or are we still going to hold on to that for a little bit? How can the English stop Kylian Mbappe on the left hand side and be able to stop Ousmane Dembele on the right hand side? And Giroud waiting for those crosses coming in, the Scorpion King. Over to you, Ryan.
Yeah, it's an exciting tie. It's the tie of the quarterfinal. Two footballing giants coming together. I kind of wish that these two teams were meeting a bit later, maybe in the semis or the final. Um, my heart is saying England, but for some reason, and I've told Stephen this, and I'm telling everyone now, my head is saying France. It's just Mbappe, Dembele, Giroud, Griezmann just behind those front three. This oozes quality, and I don't think we have seen the best of France in this World Cup yet. And I think their players relish this kind of match to prove a point. Um, Having said that, I do think France are only slight favourites, and England still have a very good chance of winning the game if they continue doing everything they've done throughout this tournament. Playing confidently, fast tempo. Jude Bellingham has been outstanding, one of the best players in this World Cup, without
Yeah.
a doubt. And I like that Southgate has stuck with the same team, with Henderson, Bellingham, Rice in the midfield, and Foden, Saka, and Kane up front. I think that's a positive for England. Yeah, there's so many battles, Nazayon. Giroud versus Maguire, Shaw versus Dembele, Mbappe versus Walker, um, Theo, I think, versus Foden, if I've got that right. Um, yeah, so many mini battles all across the pitch. I can't wait. It's going to be really, really exciting. I cannot wait.
Steven.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a tight game. Obviously, two teams with this quality. But one thing I will say is, if this was a few years ago, like the last World Cup, for example, I would be saying England have got no chance.
Okay.
But we need to get these missing posters out for Southgate. This isn't like him. He's actually sticking to a back four. Normally, he goes to a back five against these big nations. We got an imposter in the building, man. What is this? But no, seriously though, I think it'd be a tight game. But England scored the most goals in the tournament. We've got the joint most clean sheets with Morocco, like we touched on earlier. But then you can't ignore Mbappe and Griezmann and Dembele and the quality that France have.
Yeah.
Definitely got to be a tough game. And whatever way it goes, I think probably be one goal in it. If not, it's going extra time penalties. It's either got to be a 1-0 or it's going to penalties. And as an England fan, that's what scares me the most. We got a bad history in penalties.
I agree with you. Well, looking at this game, England is yet to lose a game in this World Cup. France lost one game against Tunisia, where they were already qualified. So tested. To try to test their bench and see what they have there going forward. But it's gonna be scary. And I know how English fans don't like playing penalties. This World Cup has really proven that it's not about how good you are. It's about how good a penalty taker you can be. Brazil awful penalties. Is it awful or is it the best from the Croatian goalkeeper? Was it that good? And you could tell the number of saves that he had, proving that he was very, very good. Neymar could not take it. Maybe Neymar could have made a difference, giving them the edge or the boost that he can do it. The captain did not lead. I think the captain was Thiago Silva. I'm not so sure. I think the captain was Thiago Silva.
Yeah, I think it normally is.
Yeah.
One thing I will just quickly touch on. Sorry, to cut you off, but you're saying about penalties and that, and I've mentioned it as an England fan. I was watching a little segment on Sky earlier. So England have got 2 goals set up purely for penalties at like their base. So they've got one where it's I don't know how you explain it, but you can get those things that you put up and it only has the corners. Yeah. So for like the first 10, 12 days, they were only practicing in there, no goalkeepers, just about technique and placement. And then within the last few days, they've like been practicing against a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping if it does go penalties, they've practiced enough in that first one to know, let's be smart and just go for the corners, go hard, go low, make it hard for the keeper. But it's just a fact of being an English fan and our history of it. It's just a scary thought that I really hope we can pull it off, but
England should be able to do it because both teams, England have different players scoring goals. So it's the French national team also. They also have different players scoring. Scoring for the team. So it looks like both teams got lots of goal scorers in it. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I agree.
We have Harry Kane. Yeah, go ahead. Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham scoring. I'm not sure. Raheem Sterling had a goal. Did he have a goal so far?
Yeah, he got a goal. Yeah,
he has.
Saka also says. So we have. Go ahead, Ryan. Take over.
Yeah, but like you said, both teams have goal scorers and goal threats in their side. The stats are interesting. France have never beaten England before at a World Cup, and I think Stephen mentioned this a few days earlier. England have a superior head-to-head if you look at all the
Yeah.
games in history between England and France. So the omens are good for England. And,
Yeah.
this would be the second World Cup semi-final in a row if England were to reach that. And that would be a very, very, very good accomplishment if England were to pull through. Um, yeah, I really hope the game lives up to all the hype and we do see goals. I know we were just discussing penalties and extra time, but I'd like this one to be culminated and completed in 90 minutes
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Just like you just said, the French are yet to win a game against England in this World Cup competition. England have won 2 games against the French, but then this game, the French looks more favorite. But then there's also history backing the English in today's game. Is there anything more you guys want to add to it? Let me see what I got here.
One thing I will say is we're talking about goal scorers. So England being the highest scoring team at the tournament with 12 goals
Yeah,
have had 8 different goal scorers from those 12 goals, compared to 9 goals for France, 5 of which have been scored by Mbappe. They've only had 2 other goal scorers, one of which was Giroud, obviously, and the other one, I can't actually remember who the other one is. I'm trying to quickly find it. Rabiot, he scored the
Rabiot.
equaliser in the first
Yeah.
game. So Giroud, Rabiot, Mbappe are the only people that have actually scored for France, which is surprising when you look at, okay, they've got Griezmann, they've got Dembele and whatnot, as we were touching on before.
Correct.
But you also mentioned, obviously, they rotated their squad because they were already through for the last game.
Right.
But obviously, one of the strengths of the French team in the past has been their strength and depth. But obviously, the injuries they got before the World Cup, you got Nkunku before the first game in training, you had Fofana of Chelsea, you had Kimpembe before the World Cup getting injured, and Kante and Pogba, and all these players who would normally be in their squad or potentially in their squad that got injured, that would have made that second team should have been beating Tunisia. But they got
Yeah.
so many injuries, it weakened it. And that's somewhere which I think England could exploit today as well. England, I think, have the stronger depth for the teams.
That's right. Yeah, because statistics shows that England he's the only team that have won had the most clean sheet. France is here to keep a clean sheet in any of the games that they've played. So they open up, they concede goals in pretty much almost every game that they played because they haven't kept a clean sheet so far. So there's always an advantage for the English team. And Maguire is there. Don't sleep on Maguire. You'll be lucky he will keep he will keep
Savage.
Mbappe out. He will keep Mbappe out, and the whole UK or London or England, whatever, everybody will shut down like, hey, this is Maguire. All right, let's look at players to look out for: Marcus Rashford, Kylian Mbappe, those 2 players, Bukayo Saka, Ousmane Dembele, Jude Bellingham, and then Ariel Tchouameni. Look at those 2 players who will be, players that we'll be looking out for. I'm sure all these players that I mentioned the names will be starting the game later on today. Marcus Rashford and Kylian Mbappe, head to head. Who are we going for?
Who, Rashford or Mbappe, did you just
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Is that even the question? Is that even the question?
Players to watch out for in both teams. All right, Bukayo Saka and Ousmane Dembele. Who will stand tall?
Oh, that one is difficult. Now Saka's been on fire at this World Cup. If I had to pick, I would say Saka just because his form at this World Cup.
Yeah, I'll come back to that in a minute. I think I have a comment. Let me throw a little bit of light on this comment. Ryan, Herbert says Ronaldo bench again. I would, I think, yeah, Ronaldo bench again.
Self-awareness is key in life.
Awareness is the key in life, yeah. From Ronaldo. That's from Herbert. I would love to see France absolute slap England. Oh my goodness. Steven don't want to hear that, do you? 22 watching, but only 2 likes. Come on, people. Like and share. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Thank you. I123 love you. It's always pleasure to help out with the stream. As always, Guna says Saka. Saka. He's Arsenal fans. Definitely. There's no way he can come in here without saying Saka. Big up to you, Guna. Big up to you, Helvet. Big up to everyone that has joined us. Don't forget Blue Clouds Media Sports. I'm here with Steven and Ryan. They are my co-host, and we team up to bring you guys what you want to hear. Football. We talk nothing but football. So if you love talking football, don't forget to subscribe. Keep a bell notification icon active, so anytime we upload any video or we go live, you can join us and hear what is going on. And remember, after the World Cup, we will bring you most of the top 6 news. We'll come over here and create content, and then we'll provide you with what you want to hear. We stream also live on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, Blue Clouds Media LLC on Twitter, and also Blue Clouds Media on Facebook, and also Blue Clouds Media on YouTube. So for now, we're streaming to just Twitter and YouTube. You can spit us over there. And this is coming from MD Ruchua Ghazi. By the picture, it's a woman. She said, hi. Big up to you too. Nice to see you here. Nice to have you being part of our stream also here. So yeah, I'm not sure who was on the floor. I think it was either Ryan, right? Or Steven. Saka and Osman Dembele. That's where we are at the moment. Saka, Osman Dembele. Go ahead, Steven. Are we going for Dembele or are we going for Saka? Which of these 2 players is going to dominate?
Oh no, I
in this
was
game?
saying, I would take Saka purely because it's for me. He's got the 3 goals in this tournament.
Yeah.
And if we look deeper into it, not only has he got 3 goals, but on top of that, he's averaging, when I find it, a key pass a game. Obviously, I explained what that was yesterday in terms of you create a chance, a person you give a ball to doesn't hit the target. He's averaging 1 per game, so he's got 4 for the tournament.
Ryan, Saka, Osman Dembele.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think Dembele is the better player or has more upside. But yeah, I agree with Steven. Saka's the more informed player. So right now, I take Saka.
That's right. I think my difference is Dembele is more gifted player, but Saka had more end product than Dembele. Dembele does it. Dembele is just like a little bit better than the guy from Wolves. What's his name?
Traore?
Adama Traore. Dembele is a little bit more, better than him. But they can do all the work, but the final end product is not there. We'll be looking at Jude Bellingham and Tuchemeni. Jude Bellingham, Tuchemeni. I'll start from Ryan. Jude Bellingham, Tuchemeni. Which one are you going for?
That's an easy one. Jude Bellingham all day long.
Jude Bellingham all day long. More experience. Yeah.
Just a better player.
Just a better player.
Tuchemeni's good young player, but he's not on Jude's level.
Okay. Steven.
Yeah, from what I've seen of Tuchemeni, I actually quite like him, but Bellingham's just next level for me.
Okay. Well, I got some more messages here. Let's take a little bit of time before we come in with our prediction. Before we end the stream, let me acknowledge more of our brothers and sisters joining us here that love football. Michael said, no, I think no doubt, Saka, no doubt. I123 said, MD Ruchua, is it Ruchua Gaza? Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like and follow for more updates. Absolutely. And thank you very much. I123 love you. She's here. Michael said Dembele. He's going for Dembele. And then Gunnar said Bellingham all day long. So yeah, guys, put your prediction. We got 25 of you watching. We can do better, guys. Come on, man. Let's get 25 likes. We got 25 watching, 25 likes. Awesome. 25 watching, 25 likes. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. And I'll call it a day. All right, let's have us prediction. I'm going for another barring scoreline and penalties again. That's how I see it.
With this, man. You're killing me.
See, we've seen how difficult it's been in the quarterfinals already. Yesterday, two penalty shootouts. There will be goals. There will be goals, but then England will give nothing away. They will keep a clean sheet. Can France keep a clean sheet? Not sure. They concede goals every game, so definitely going to
France
concede
haven't
goals.
kept one yet.
Yeah, they haven't keep any clean sheet at all, but England have. But definitely will score a goal. The French national team will score a goal against England. England will score more goals, but then I think the decision will be end up in a penalty shootout. That is my take. What do you think, Stephen?
Um, yeah, like I said before, it's got to be tight. I think, like the other game, yeah, I think both games are probably going to be tight. I think both will probably be decided by just the one goal.
Yeah,
Oh, do I think France get to or England to get to? It's difficult, man. You know what? I'm gonna say 2-1. I think both teams will definitely score.
yeah.
As much as I want to say England, I can't really decide on the prediction who I think actually win, but I think whoever wins, it will be 2-1.
Okay. Stephen said it will be 2-1. Ryan, what's your take prediction?
I'm going to go for a draw after 90 at the end of 90 minutes. I'm thinking 2-2. Um, and I think one of the teams is going to edge it in the extra time. I don't think it will go to penalties. I hope it's England. So
Well,
England 3-2 after extra time, but it won't go to penalties.
yeah, I mean, I love the English game. I love the English game. This is the time that I want to see the English move forward. French won the last World Cup, so if I have to support any other team, I want the English to win on penalties. Something that they don't want to see, but this is going to happen the first time. There will be a penalty shootout, but I think the English will have their way this time, and that kind of voodoo or whatever the taboo, whatever that is being set on an English national team that they cannot go through the next stage in competition like based on penalties will come to an end. And I see miracles happening. This is going to be the first time that English are going to win the World Cup again. Do not worry. You guys have better team, not just individuals, but you have better team compared to what the Argentines have. So I'm a English soccer fan. I love that. I love the team. I love the kind of football that they play, and I love the league, and I support the league. So I'm in for Great Britain, England. Let's go, guys. Let me see what we have here. One more time before we end the stream. Michael said Morocco are going for it. Absolutely. I want to see Morocco making history. First time in the semifinals. No other African country I've ever tried. I really appreciate what Morocco have done so far. And the whole heart of Africa, African continent, is supporting Morocco to be able to make it. And I'm also, as an African descent, I'm always behind Morocco as well, but I don't think they might make it to the finals. But who knows? This is association football. Technology implemented in this competition has really given chance to all those small nations to be able to thrive, to be able to get fair officiating as they've never had in the past World Cups. We've seen other countries suffer through it, but it is the time for Africa continent to make it through the semifinals. And Morocco, I stand on my foot that they will knock down Portugal. Portugal, they have so many loopholes in their defense, and for sure, our blog said, uh, hi, go do crew. I don't get it, but I don't get what you're trying to say, brother. But Well, I don't get what you're trying to say, but anyway, I appreciate you coming on to see what we got here. Subscribe, like the video. I want to thank all my co-hosts, Steven, Ryan. I thank them all for coming on, and then the wonderful fans, viewers that are watching me. If I got more to offer you, if you don't know, Blue Clouds Media on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter platform, get yourself there. We provide you with latest update, news, and interviews. You can find some more news over there, and also our channel. Do not forget, keep your bell notification icon active so you don't miss anything. Lil Desperandons, hang on to hope, and we'll see you again in the next stream. Have a good day. Enjoy the Portugal and the Morocco game, and then also enjoy the English game. See ya later.